Yeah.
Oh, what's going on, y'all? Savage AF, you know what
I
it
just want
is.
you to know that me and Pedro are the funniest comics in the history of ever comedy. No one
Um,
else has ever created the word comedy until we came along. I'm
I was
sorry. I,
I was born before my mother.
yeah.
All
All right, yo, what's up, Savage AF? I just wanted to
right,
start
Trey.
off that way. That was a shout out to Cat Williams, aka who has the master of all he surveys.
Now we're gonna
Yo,
talk about it some more today, but before we get into that, man, Savage, let's get the business out the way. Savage AF, man,
yeah, no
forget your
doubt.
feelings. Facts matter. Don't worry, guys. We are grown men. We'll be cursing in 3 minutes and 30
Well, it
seconds.
doesn't make you groan to cuss.
Sure it does.
Okay.
Sure
No,
it
no,
does.
for real. We got 4 minutes left before that. But what's more important, we're here for you 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, typically. Because shit happens, stuff happens, and
Whoops.
things happen.
You bitchin'.
All right, and stuff happens. And you know what? We also want you to do us a favor. You see the thing scrolling down there. You see it scrolling. It's scrolling beneath us. Subscribe to youtube.com/C/Savage World. When you get there, say you ain't doing nothing else. You just happen to be in,
Just
the vicinity, which I don't use that word a lot, vicinity. You
yeah.
happen to be in the proximity, which is another word I don't use a lot.
Nope.
Make sure you do this. The bell for us. Give us a click the bell. And you know what else? You happen to be there. Let them know how they have to rate us. It's very important.
You know what you do. Like it set us apart from the other animals, basically.
Right.
Them thumbs, baby. Put them up.
Put your thumbs up.
Give us them likes. You know what it is.
Likes on the YouTube. On the
And on the Facebook, we're there, Savage A dot F dot.
all day.
And recently added feature to the show is that you can now catch us live on Instagram as well.
Yes, on Instagram.
I see folks checking in on my
I
Insta as
see
well.
Instagram right now. Are we forgetting the brother Cat has meant? Ooh, somebody came out the box. Soul LA Chef said, "Are we forgetting the brother Cat has mental issues?"
We're gonna talk about it,
We're gonna
brother.
talk about it.
Either way.
But first, we gotta let y'all know something else. I didn't mean to interrupt, but it's very important, young man, that needs you to do a favor for him and also a favor for me.
And for yourself.
And for yourself.
It's for you,
This
really.
ain't just for us.
I'm here for you.
Why, yo, he is rocking that Michigan hat hard. Okay,
All week. I
all
took a
week.
shower in it today. Shut up. Let's go.
Yo, it was so funny. I was watching Pedro on the live, and when they won, he said, "Yeah." Oh, I'm keeping one of these confettis for me. And you actually got one.
I caught a confetti.
You got a confetti, and then he went, "This is for me." But no, it was. Then somebody else said, "Rush the
I was trying. I was really. If one
You
other
would have
person
got
had come with me,
arrested.
yeah, I definitely would have gotten
Would have definitely. I'd be like,
They were security deep.
we need to raise money to get Pedro out of jail. Apparently, he was tackled at the Rose Bowl.
Even though I had amazing seats too,
Yeah,
like
yeah, you had
we
phenomenal
were
seats.
it would have still taken a good 30 yards. Like I
Well,
would
they
have
would
had to
have.
bring
They would
out
have got
moves. I had to do one of these to
They'd have
get
got you. They'd
Hey,
have
man,
got
they would
you.
have got me, dog.
But you know where else you need to get him? At Instagram. Bam. At Black Pedro. Make sure you follow at Black Pedro. If you're on Instagram, you're already following. But if you're not just watching and not following, follow at Black Pedro. Follow at comedian Shang today. Also Threads.
That's what
Threads.
it is.
And by the way, I just want you to know he's one of the founders of Threads. Nobody knows this. It's Threadro Douglas.
You know what it is, y'all. I did my part for the people. Listen, man, I see some people in the building here on YouTube. I see Serious Jess. What's up? Nope. And yes, this is a
Stacey
cat.
Patterson is here. Beautiful.
This is a
beautiful
Cat
woman.
Williams part two. I know Sirius
Yeah.
just asked why is this part. Yesterday we did talk about it. For me, mostly it was the stand-up part of it
Right.
yesterday. But today I want to get into some because I hadn't heard the whole thing and I'm still only like halfway through, but I heard some things today where I'm like, yeah, we gonna talk about
we're gonna talk about
Maya
it.
Baker's here. Stacey, I saw that tree head. She trying to get drunk. Look at you, Lady Hazel May. I know what you're doing. RVA Gourmet, I see you. And I see people over on my Insta too. Amir the songstress, what up, though? Muha, I see.
and
Wendy, Alicia, I see y'all, man. Listen, thank y'all for being here with us. We're gonna be rocking out for y'all.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of people on the feed. I want to say what's up to Mikey12200, Pawana Pal. It's your girl Shantae. I can't read them all. I had to watch the whole thing. Okay, somebody said I had to watch the whole thing, so I need to hear what the pros have to say about it. Oh, okay. Thank you for even saying we're pros. I don't know if I'm a pro. It's wild. I've actually been a
We're both
comic,
professional comedians.
a professional comedian for the bulk of my adult life. That's crazy. And I haven't had to rob too many people. Don't
And
get it twisted.
that's been fortunate.
I mean, I'm now. Don't get me wrong. I have stabbed a few unfortunate souls that crossed my path.
but you didn't have to do that. That's just
I didn't have to. That was
that's
just
a pastime
recreation.
for you. Yeah, that's
And then the robbing part. I didn't, and I only robbed Caucasians.
Hey, be selective.
Is that racist? No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding, people. Don't Breezy JJ, what's up? We got a lot of people in there. Like,
let's go, man. All right, so we're on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. We're gonna be bouncing back and forth. Let's get into the show, man. Savage AF, fuck your feelings, facts matter. I'm your boy Black Pedro. This is that dude right there.
I don't know what that was.
That's Sensei Shang or whatever. But listen, guys, we are the show that gives you politics, hot topics, current events, in an I don't give a fuck kind of style.
Yeah, and we bring it to you in a way where you go, what?
Serious Jess, you know what we celebrating tomorrow, but today is January 4th.
Yeah.
2024 in the
2024. Does that freak you out a little bit that we're in 2024 and it's not futuristic at all? I haven't found one robot hoe that I could program to come over and fuck me and then leave, and none of that.
I don't know. It was kind of good. I had this moment today where I was walking to the store just down the street, and I'm watching the Cat Williams thing, and I'm sending money on banking stuff and all of it, and I was just like, this is crazy. Like, I'm watching TV, banking, walking.
Banking.
This isn't connected to anything in the wall or nothing. I'm like, this. Wow,
and now I'm summoning my car to come get me.
That's what it is. Jay Pollard, I see you out there as well, man. All right, let's get into this, y'all. We're gonna end today's show with the Shangry.
Yeah.
And we're gonna talk about the uncivil 2024 war. Yeah. I challenge you to a duel.
I know. I'm gonna let you know right now. I think 2024 is gonna be a shit show.
You know.
Scene.
Amira the songstress asked, a robot hoe, Shane? You got her confused.
No, I'm saying, like, I seen them like on like Blade Runner and all that stuff, and it was around its time as 2020 something, and they had robot hoes.
Oh, they got sex dolls now.
But they don't got ones that I'm talking about that show up to your house. What's going on, Black Pedro? Take your clothes off. I'm like, I am Toxina. Oh, Serious Jess in the building.
I see that. Jen Franco, I see you, girl. All right, listen. Before we get into that Shangri today, we do have that Black Pedro pop in for you. Okay.
Oh, yeah, I know what it is.
T-4 days. Go blue, bitches.
Okay.
We're gonna talk about it.
Why do you insult the other team by calling them bitches? The other team is a football team that's trying to win too.
Well,
but I hope they lose. Fuck them all.
So far, the past 14 games, they've all been bitches.
All of them bitches. You know what? The coaching staff bitches. The front line bunch of bitches.
But as we get into today's show, again, it is January 4th, 2024, and the time space continues.
2020.
Fuck your feelings, facts matter. Black Pedro, comedian Shang. We talked a little bit about Katt yesterday, but as I listened to some more today out loud as I was walking down the street.
Hey, be careful what you're saying to me, Pedro. You'll be next on my next list.
I said it out loud.
Motherfucker say what? Yeah. Motherfucker say what? Say yeah.
Woo! All righty then. All right. Yesterday, I was like, all right, I don't have a lot of context for why Katt Williams is going at Ricky Smiley and Cedric the
Everybody except
Entertainer.
for
And
us, because
thank God I'm not famous.
yeah.
But Anthony Austin Brown, I see you out there, man. Listen, I was strictly coming from a comedy place. Like, wow, seems like the brother got some feelings about these certain comics. And like I said, I understand having beef with comics. I know you've had a couple of run-ins.
No, I haven't. No, I've been an absolute angel. Now there's been people that have been what would you call them, sneakies or backstabbers or whatever pertaining to Pedro. I know I probably got some, but I've only had beef with one, not beef with them personally, one comic, and that was Gerard Carmichael, and his smugness used to drive me up a fucking wall. And oh, comedy's easy. One time I talked to him at the Laugh Factory, not to him, he was talking in the circle with us. I was in the circle. He injected himself in the circle when we were talking about how difficult comedy could be sometimes. I said, no, it's not. It's very easy and it's very uncomplicated. I was like, man, I'll punch you in. I'm gonna punch you in your pussy penis.
Okay, pussiness or whatever.
That's whatever you call it.
Comedian Jimmy Twice, I see you twice, dog. Check this out, man. Today, the tidbits I picked up were things outside of comedy that had to do with a bit of his personal life and just who he is as a dude. And admittedly, I don't know this man's biography, so I wasn't familiar. But okay, so born in Cincinnati, raised in Dayton, Ohio.
Yeah.
There was one portion where he was talking about growing up and being, very athletic, competitive. And this is the first, it was a Scooby-Doo moment for me where I was like, or literally just like, motherfucker, say what? This nigga Katt Williams, all comedy aside, said that right now, and jokingly he said, I'm about 92 years old or 72 years old. He said
I'm 100 years old, but
100 years old. He said I could go outside right now. Listen, I ran track on a state championship team in Michigan. We used to go down to Dayton relays, right? I know what Midwest speed looks like. This nigga Katt Williams said he could go right now at 100 years old and run a 4.340.
And that wasn't all. Let me tell you something else he said.
Nigga, what?
Let me tell you something else Katt said that I thought was absolutely astonishing. He reads 3,000 books a year. 3,000 books a year.
No, I'm gonna get to that one.
Wait,
no, because it wasn't
books, people.
No. He said he reads. No, he said from ages 8 to 12, he read about 3,000 books a year. I need to shelf that though, Shang, because the athlete in me, athlete came on. What up, noob? I see you, Roy. Listen, that I need to start at the athlete part because chronologically it came first in the thing. Okay.
So you're gonna go in the order of crazy?
Like I said, it was my first Scooby-Doo moment.
We can't talk shit about somebody that, because the way Black people's mentality is, that's more famous than us and bigger name than us, and we're both comics, so we can't do that.
No, this ain't got nothing to do with fame or nothing.
This just got to do with.
I'm talking about physics, nigga. This nigga said right now he could run a 4.340. Fuck that. I'm calling that out. Then the nigga said I could run a sub 4.3 4.1. Listen, for those out there who are not athletically inclined, the 40-yard dash it's a test in football to see how fast you can run 40 yards in. And generally, like in high school, like when I was growing up, if you ran under 4.5 seconds, you were considered fast. A 4.3 was exceptional. Anything below that is like that new age Gatorade shit. Yeah. They got space age shoes or whatever.
But Pedro, that's not all. He also said, I can transport my mind into other people's minds. I was able to do that as a baby. Yeah, I don't know if y'all know.
So on the athletic shit, I just call bullshit, right? Jimmy Twice says he believes him because he's little, but that would actually make it harder, Jimmy.
Have to do
that would make it harder, dog.
The fastest man in the world is 6 something.
Yeah,
No, I
Usain Bolt,
know Usain Bolt is 6. He's 6'5".
7 steps in, he's 80 yards down the field.
Yeah,
But
I mean, I once raced. I want to put something out there that I did. I once raced Usain Bolt backwards. I beat him by 50 yards.
all right, Blackston says, point is, I'm sure he / was very athletic and well read, but he is clearly bullshitting or part of the X-Men. Listen, but here's my thing. Here's my thing. In conversations like this, where you want people to take you seriously about, you know, this comedy game and these things these stories you have to tell. He's like, I collect secrets. I know all of their secrets, my nigga.
Yeah.
Yes.
But
These niggas be at eyes wide shut parties in the corner doing things with men they shouldn't do. I'm like, oh God. Listen.
right.
So, but listen, if you're gonna pull us into that, then it's hard for me to be like, and I think Sirius just said it was hard for him to distinguish from the bullshit and what's real, because it's like, bro, if you're telling me that at a 50-something-year-old man, you honestly believe you could run a 4.3 sub 4.3 40 right now?
Oh, Pedro, let me tell you something.
I'm calling that. I'm
Pedro,
calling that, nigga.
You know what?
I'm gonna call you on that.
I am 72 years old, and I could run a 3.5.
Is that 40 centimeter dash or
it's right? I could like
using metric.
No, I'm using like if it was like a yard, I could.
RVA Gourmet was like, Shannon was shuffling cards. Listen, he didn't know half the shit. Every time Shannon asked him a question, Cat was like, no, I didn't say that. And then he corrected him. I'm like, oh man, this is
you know what though?
All right, but no, let's go to the reading thing now.
No, but before we go to the reading thing, I want to say we did it yesterday. I want you to know somebody said I was like backing off of how I normally am. No, I'm not. There's people that I think are cool and people that I don't. I really had a problem with what was it, Gerard Carmichael, and I did wish
death upon him.
No, I just wish he would stop that corny shit. But the shit he said about Cedric, I was just like, a lot of people like Cedric. That don't mean I'm backing off the shit I'm saying. I'm saying.
No. I mean, all that shit is, you know, it's subjective anyway.
Cedric is one of the top comics, and he's funny to a lot of people.
To a lot of
That's
people.
A lot of people. Now, Ricky Smiley. No, I'm just
right.
I'm fucking around.
Money Penny 212. Melanie Mary, I see you. LJ Brown. Clarence, what up, mate? That's my homie. I went to the game.
Hey, what up? What up? I see. Oh yeah, Daybreak 197 in the building. Shayna Hodge, we see you in the building. A lot of people. I'm getting more people now. I don't know. I was blocked for a while. I was blocked, and something happened on. I'm always having some kind of problems on issues on stuff because of some of the said. But I want to ask you this, Pedro. You said now forget the athlete side because he said he was going to punch, and Cedric said something back. He said he's going to punch Pedro. I mean, he's going to punch Cedric in the stomach.
I would bust Cedric's stomach.
But then Cedric's like, yeah, see how that works out.
Yeah.
Because I saw the video that unfortunately everybody's coming back at him.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be the bullshit. And I think that I'm learned now in this new year, blinders, stay on my path, down for the people I'm down for, make sure that we lift each other up and not do this bullshit. But it's happening right now when you look at 50 Cent is going at Oprah. Oprah was going at Taraji. And I mean, it's all this bullshit we do. Black people in Hollywood that are making money and doing their thing. But I just feel like in this situation, for everybody in the feed, I just feel like I didn't know when he was comedy or kind of
so then, you know, you get into his childhood and Gifted 76. What up, though? So you get into his childhood and, you know, I'm learning for the first time that he grew up in a religious house and they would go on these
Jehovah's Witnesses.
And they would go on these missions down to Haiti. And so first of all, yeah, it was like, you know what some of these moments reminded me of is Dr. Evil in Austin Powers, that monologue he has where he's like,
right.
We spent the summers in Rangoon. I wore meat helmets. You know what I mean? It was just like these random facts. So it's like,
yeah.
So he was saying things like he could read fluently at like 3, like for real read, like books. He said, and then he said from ages 8 to 12, I read almost 3,000 books a day. No, a year.
A year.
And I'm trying to do the
a
math. I'm like, bro, that's like 9 books a day. Or that's like 7 books a day or some shit.
When did you take a shit and just manage your life?
Well, and that's a great place to read, but I mean,
yeah, but the end of the day, I was like, really, Katt? Really?
I mean, he must have been in there like,
okay.
done.
Or maybe he's a speed reader. But the bottom line is that stuff, maybe he was fucking around or he's just trolling. But the stuff he said pissed off a lot of people. Faison posted up a thing with the teenager choking him out, and he was looking like, yeah,
dude,
which I felt like.
I don't even. I'm scared for him in the comedy part of it. Yeah. But he does. Yeah, of course, he's like, Jesus already told me I was going to walk amongst the evil. Yeah. I was just like, oh my God. All right, but he said he could read. He was reading 3,000 books a year when he was very, very young.
But he was fucking around, I think.
He said he started running the household down in Haiti because he was the only one in his family that could speak French and Creole fluently. I'm like, nigga, what? Also, I ain't heard Katt speak French.
I want
and not that I've been around him, but I'm just
I have. And I also, Katt said he invented the internet. Him and Al Gore were hanging out. We were hanging out with a bunch of bitches, and we said, why don't we do something where we can connect with everybody across the world? The internet. No, I'm fucking around. Listen, I still say in the comments, I see a lot of comments on my IG, on the IG and the people on the feed. It's best for us to, and I've done it myself too, but I'm more focused on lifting up my people and lifting up people. Focus this way, straightforward, build us up. But this has pissed off a ton of people in the comedy community. The Faison reposting
this
that.
Shit is hilarious.
But people, the general public was on Katt's side when Faison put it up. They're like, "Shut up, nigga. Where's your special?" And that's where they're coming at Faison like, "You don't got no special." So he got 11 specials. So you don't got none. That does not mean Faison's not funny. Which, by the way, Faison is funny. I don't give a fuck what he say. Faison's funny. But I just feel like his credibility on some stuff was suspect. But some of the shit I actually agree with him on.
He speaks eloquently about a lot of things, almost everything, but some of it, sounded kind of kooky. But like his tidbits on comedy and kind of his perspective, even coming into it, mad respect for that.
What up, Johnny Quest? What up, Money Man? 1818. What's up? Now the real Sweetie 77. I believe a lot of what he was saying. Okay. All right.
I mean, a lot is but he said a lot. So there was also
said a lot. I know. No, apparently yesterday you were more diplomatic. Then you're like, "Oh, this crazy motherfucker!" Right?
But it's like, okay, listen, the comedy stuff, like the stuff he said about Ricky, the stuff he said about Cedric, Faison, that's shit in the comedy community that I can understand.
Right.
And so that doesn't even take me like agreeing with it or, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just understand the community and how we all get down and, niggas don't like each other. Niggas steal jokes. Oh, I'll never forget the time that nigga said this. I remember you bumped me over at the thing. I remember, what I'm saying?
But you know what? No. He went deeper than that. He didn't go quarter. I'm saying he went all the way.
Like I said yesterday, these were obviously personal things for him, right? And I can even understand that. It's cats in this game I really don't like.
Okay, comedian.
But I'm telling you, the pure athlete in me can't let a nigga say he can run or 3, dog.
You gotta let that go. Comedian Jimmy Twice said the majority of people doesn't believe Faison's funny. I've seen Faison be funny. And somebody said, we got Serious Jess. I didn't catch the thing. I'm not gonna read your whole thing.
He said I didn't catch the Ricky Smiley interview, but Katt started that interview strong. Did Ricky Smiley really say he and Katt switched parts in next Friday? Because that sounds sus as fuck too. I mean, listen, the way Katt broke all of that down, I'm not gonna sit here and argue about whether that's true or not. And
Wow. And Whitey Johnson says Katt taught Shang all he knows about dressing with flair. You know what, man? Let me tell you something.
I got a few tricks up my sleeve.
I have a few sprinkly ass thing. By the way, thank you, Chef and Doughboy. Thank you for listening to me on Quake's House. I appreciate that. But no, check this out. Do you think that? Well, one, they're going to definitely come back at him. But the way Cedric was on some cool shit, and when he said that Cedric stole a joke, and then there was a YouTube where I saw they put them back to side by side to side. I went, that's not really stealing your joke. That's not really the same.
Yeah, you know, and again, those aren't
But if that's what he
that's
believes,
that gray area shit, right?
yeah.
But if you're telling me that at 3 years old you was reading fluently in French or some shit, and that you was running your household, and then the nigga, and then there's parts that you really like. It's just like, wow, this is crazy, and I gotta respect that. You move out the house at 13 and move down to Miami by yourself with nothing but some cash and
And
a
a pit bull,
Rottweiler puppy.
a Rottweiler puppy.
I
Yeah.
was like, oh man, you know,
Yeah, I was like, that if he said he was a steamboat captain, I would have just.
It's like,
and then I started. I went on the high seas. I was a pirate.
he's like, I first met Huckleberry on the riverbanks. We
just
built a
started
raft
stuff,
together.
but I
That
know he
nigga
might have been
couldn't paddle.
joking. Cat might have been like on some other shit. He knows shit I don't know. I haven't touched even a increment of. I don't even. I said it. Increment.
I don't know. It's like increment or inkling.
Increment.
I'm not sure.
I fucked up, man.
I don't know if you tried.
Hey, man, first off, nigga, I'm high right now. No,
you need reading lessons from Cat Williams.
Yes, because
the
I
cat
started
in the
reading.
hat who sat on the
I
mat.
started reading when I was in the womb. No, I feel like when you have a level of success that he has, and he has done tours that are sold out.
Hey, can't nobody argue. Can't
nobody front on
That's
Cat.
not what this is about.
Can't nobody front on Cat Williams when it comes to that. I knew him back when he was Cat in the Hat. I knew him from Comic View. I knew him from BET's Comic View. Y'all understand? I've been in the game for a minute. I obviously haven't reached any level of fame, but no, I'm doing all right. I ain't robbed nobody in 2 weeks, but I just feel like some of the shit he said was kind of. I was like, I was with you, dude. I watched the whole thing, and I was sitting there while I was working on my graphics. What I do is I'll put one screen here, and then I listen while I'm doing graphics or promos, and I was just like, "Yo, you've lost a lot of credibility, bruh."
Well, now with Lady Hazel May, she says, Cat didn't strike me as lying, but a comedian you all know said comedians are good at lying. So this
Wow,
is so when
really?
because like I don't know, man. I'm not qualified to judge anybody's mentality, but like I said, this is hard to read because the brother always sounds intelligent.
And
he
he
says
sounds
on point things, and
right.
then he'll say some wild shit, and you're like, "What the fuck is that, man? Come on,
no.
Cat, man."
Cat. And is Cat one of the top in the game? Absolutely. And people think, like one time I got interviewed by Comedy Hype, and they said, "Do you think Cat is the best to ever do it, live or dead?" I said, "No." I got so much heat on that where people were mad at me because I said, "No, there's too many greats to say he's the greatest." Chappelle is still alive, and just like he said, Jordan's still alive. Chappelle is still alive. Chris Rock is still alive. They're still around. So to say you're the greatest of all time, I don't know about that. And this is why I said this yesterday. I said Pedro. I've seen Pedro murk a room. I have consistently murked rooms for years, decades. Everybody can kill once you get to that level of killers. And so I give him, he's up in that level of killers, but you gotta be consistent once you start because people will say, well, you're saying that you got to hide your booty hole. You got to keep your booty hole tight from this and that. But then you said you got the movie. You were in the movie. And there was other people talking about that,
that was the wild.
Yeah, that he wanted him to suck his dick. And I'm like,
God.
yo.
Yeah, when he was talking about the dudes putting on the dress. I mean,
yeah.
I get all that.
Chappelle said that before too. And I've actually had to deal with that with an agency, Maverick Agency, by the way. Maverick Agency, you can kiss my ass. But
not in a dress though.
But yeah, I won't be wearing a dress. In fact, I take back that whole kiss my ass.
You know what? Never mind. Give me my ass back.
You know what? That made it sound even worse. I am fucking up.
Listen, man. Treehead says storytelling can be a form of lying, especially if you're doing it for entertainment.
Oh, it was entertaining as fuck watching it.
Oh yeah, we're gonna be talking about this for a while. And then Sirius says there's a difference between embellishing for a performance versus straight lying. Listen, if you guys are over on Instagram and you want to join in the community over here on YouTube and Facebook,
the community,
our YouTube channel is streaming at the bottom of the page, youtube.com/c/SavageAFWorld. Clear Signal Services. I see you. Hats35. What up, though? Char 2402. Yeah, thank y'all for being here.
But listen, you know what I thought about Katt? I thought Katt, he is on one today, and I just thought that Katt just said, "I'm just going for it."
Well, you know, and so it ultimately, though, as I watch more of this, and I still probably
watched it all, yeah,
like another 45 minutes to watch, but it is one of those where it's like, oh man, this guy might actually, I mean, like, he's really intelligent, really intelligent.
Oh no, he's definitely got some,
but I feel like his there's a collision between his ego and reality that has him saying some of these things where it's just like like I felt like he really felt like he could run a sub 4.340
and
right
Shannon
now.
Sharp went.
He said, "You can get a sub from my Jersey Mike's across the street. So you want to go Subway, get a sub. You get sub down here."
Skip, can you believe this? Skip.
He called up Skip. Ocho, get in here, Ocho.
Crazy. This is crazy. Did you hear? Every time he said something, he said, "I'm not saying that white girls are bad, but the white girl, maybe I need to get me a white." And when he said that, because Shannon Sharp's woman's white, he said, "Oh no, Lord Jesus Christ!" Oh, it's like, yo, man, you knew who you booked on the fucking show.
RVA Gourmet said he's Monique.
No, but Monique is being, right now they're saying Monique is being, like
vindicated, right?
Vindicated on the fact that a lot of the stuff is coming out. I still say, Monique, I saw your special. And listen, but I didn't diss her. I just said, and it was motherfucker, fuck, motherfucker, dick, fuck, motherfucker, fuck, and the motherfucker know the fuck with the fuck, motherfucker.
Well, obviously the special was for motherfuckers, Shang, okay? It just wasn't for you.
It was
right? Everybody has their audience. Hers were fuck motherfucker.
No, Monique got an Oscar. You know what? And I'm doing a show at a casino tonight.
That has nothing to do with the stand-up stage, man. Your Oscar can't, unless you turn it into a microphone. Your Oscar won't help you when you're in Oklahoma City, my nigga.
Yeah.
Bitch, nigga, let me tell you something.
Very good. You sound like him. It's your girl. Shantae said, "I'm sorry, Monique's special was disappointing." Yeah, I mean, I just felt like, you know what? She got a Netflix special. And you know what I got? But I got an Amazon special, motherfucker, and it hit 1 million views. So suck our dicks.
Sirius just said, Katt said he put in his contract, and I brought this up yesterday. He
put in his contract, that was wild.
And whenever he worked with Ricky Smiley had to wear a dress. And he was like, "That's because I think that's the role he's best suited for."
Always pick the best.
Like there was these moments where I'm like, "Prince, is that you?" You know what I mean? Like this nigga was channeling.
Yeah. But you know what? When he talked about Kevin Hart, he said, when the money came, Kevin Hart wore the dress. And so my thing was, they wanted me to do a remake of Bosom Buddies. You got it? A Bosom Buddies. And somebody said that's a horrible Katt impression. Jimmy, we can't do, I don't do Katt. But that is true. Hollywood does do that with black men. They do have a tendency to try to have us, demasculated and feminized. So I agree with that.
Yeah, man.
Because I have had it. They wanted me to do a remake of Bosom Buddies. I didn't want to read for it. When I said I didn't want to read for it, they kept calling me back saying, "Well, Flip Wilson did it. Well, such and such did it." And I was like, "No." And then shortly after that, I was dropped from that agency. So yeah,
listen, I can't I'm gonna put it out there, full disclosure. Okay. My senior year in high school, and I know there's some Detroit people in here, so you can verify. My girlfriend and I, at the time, she was a Pomerette, I was a football player, and we swapped uniforms for Halloween.
Right.
So I dressed as a Pomerette for Halloween. I put on the dress, and that was for free. That was just for the laughs. I was 17, and then in college, a couple years later, I was in the a famous play called the Colored Museum.
Right.
I played the character named Miss Raj. Technically, did not wear a dress, and the part is a trans woman. But you know, I've gone there with that.
Right.
But in this day and age, yeah, probably done with it. And the way I write nowadays,
your whole style.
I'm not gonna put on a wig and a dress. And
right, your style. I think that for me, I don't think people realize I'm not like in nowhere near in the stratosphere of a Katt Williams or anybody like that, or probably half the comics in the world. Now half the comics out there working, but I have made enough of a name for myself where I had enough finances where I didn't have to do a lot of fuck shit. So for me, it was easier. It was easier to turn down stuff because I had made enough of a living off of stand-up. But I do believe Katt Williams did call out on the real. Katt Williams did call out a few people when he called out Cedric. He called out Steve Harvey. He went in heavy on Steve Harvey.
I mean, even Martin when he was like Big Mama too.
Right. He went in
and
on
he was
Martin.
Like, yeah, Martin, I'm gonna do a movie with you. We're gonna do this movie. I can't wait. And then they came in, and he's like, "Why do we have to wear dress?" And then he threw Brandon T. Jackson under the bus. He was like,
"Y'all want Brandon T. Jackson," and then
yeah, I mean, let's be real. When you hear that, and it is trending everywhere, by the way, it's not just trending on Black people TikTok, Black TikTok or whatever, and it's trending everywhere. And I think that it's working for what he's doing because he is shooting a special for Netflix in April, May. Netflix is a joke festival. So I mean, and
I heard Ricky Smiley's opening for him.
Whoa! and Steve Harvey's going to be the producer. But the fact he did Cedric, and he did Cedric, and he was gonna bust his stomach. But then when he asked, when Shannon asked him, didn't Cedric have you comic of Los Angeles and the Cedric something? And he says, what does that have to do with anything? I get it, but it worked. We're talking about it. We're gonna talk about his stand up.
But he was going. It was like a single like a roast without
anybody being there.
Yeah. Right. He did call Steve Harvey potato head. He said Cedric looked like a walrus who couldn't get his hands off his stomach.
Yeah, that was funny. No, he said some funny shit. He said how ugly people are. Jonathan Majors is ugly.
Oh, nigga, here's the one. This nigga said, and then they all go get the same square face, light skinned wife. I was like, oh God. Oh my God.
Oh, by the way, business with Hustle. I said, I see your picture here. I love Katt Williams' transparency. Yeah. Some of it was transparency.
I saw through some bullshit too.
Yeah, some of it was.
This nigga can't run no 4-1.
Fuck that. Some of the stuff he said he did personally, I just was like, I'm calling bullshit. I'm calling bullshit on that one. But I do believe. What?
He said they all go get the same wife.
Ooh, they kind of do. No. They all get the light skin.
He says light skin, square face wife. Oh God.
You know what though? And the thing is, when you're at our level of comedy, and I appreciate somebody said, wonder what the pros think. There's a lot of comics that's pissed off as fuck at Katt. There's a lot of comics that's like, yo, nigga, you didn't really need to go there. And then there's other people that are bigging him up big time. Even when Faison posted the thing, they said it backfired on him because all the people's like, Faison, you ain't funny, you ain't this, you ain't that, you ain't did this, you ain't did that. And so it's hard when you diss somebody like that. They can always pull your card and go, well, what are you doing? I mean, you ain't doing no big theaters. I've had women say that, and then I get mad at them when they say, how's your little comedy going? How's your little jokes going. I'm like, how's your little cubicle going, bitch?
How's your Wick application? I
Yeah,
don't give a fuck.
yeah.
Lady Hazel May says Damon Wilson acts on Broadway because he said everyone in Hollywood has to do certain acts to get their parts. He said everyone in Hollywood.
That's not true.
Wait, first of all, is Damon Wilson motherfucking Lamont from Sanford and Son? Is that who you talking about, Lady Hazel May?
Yeah, and
Confirm that for me.
everybody, you know what? Chocolate men love us light-skinned women. I actually love dark-skinned women. I don't know why. Maybe it's the opposite, but I do like light-skinned women. Put it this way, all y'all can get it. Except for I haven't really rocked into the Snow Heathen yet, but I'm going to.
Hey, winter's coming. Okay, so we are talking about Lamont. And listen, we've heard a bunch of stories. I've heard a bunch of stories.
You got to do the cat voice right now. Go ahead.
I've seen it all. I've been to the parties. I was in a meeting where Harvey Weinstein asked if he could suck my dick. And from my whole agency. And I said, and all these, and then they had 3 black dudes in the movie. And I said, well, what did you do to get the part? What did you say?
Oh my God. Let me tell you something.
And listen, my cat impression is not meant to be spot on.
It's
about a persona and an aura and an energy, and not actually, because I don't spend time trying to be other niggas. Like I really don't.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah,
it's a great talent, but I really don't.
People that are saying that Pedro's impression is not good, but stop it.
Of course it's not. It's not trying. I'm not trying.
Of course it's not. Chandelier.
I'm trying to be funny, nigga.
Yeah, Chandelier. I hope I'm saying it right, baby. I apologize. Katt wanted to defend his name from the previous interviews on Shannon's podcast. I mean,
he said,
there's nothing wrong with that. What's
the word he said? He said, when my name is breached. Breached? What is this, motherfucking the Pentagon? Like,
yeah. He said, when they breached my name.
When they stormed my name. Listen, obviously, Katt wanted to get a lot of shit off his chest. I personally felt like when I watched the whole thing, now I watched it in portions first. Then I was like, oh boy, he going hard to paint. But then I watched the personal side of him when he was talking about his growing up and he's faster than the speed of light.
I used to race cheetahs on the weekend there.
And then it was like, is he trolling or does he really believe this? It was a weird fine line for me. And there was some other things he said that were pertaining to comedy. I went, I don't know, bro. I don't know. But he did go hard in the paint for Bernie Mac, which I did like because Steve Harvey did do some shit.
That's his beef with Steve.
Yeah, that's his beef with Steve. And him and Steve did battle, and they did say Katt did do better. But it depends on your crowd. If it's a hood nigga ass crowd back in the day, I might not have done as well as some of the comics that I was around. I still did well, obviously, because I was in that Def Jam era. I was in that Def Jam Comic View era. I was in there, and I was lucky enough to get on all those shows, and I did well on the shows. But I also came from a different angle. And when I see comics doing conscious political material, and I know back in the day, myself, Demilitant, the Mooney Twins, Paul Mooney, Dick Gregory, that was our whole thing. Then I see people do it, act like it's something new. It does piss me off. It does make me go, motherfucker, we've been doing that. That's like hearing somebody hear a song and think it's a new song and like, nigga, the Shy-Lights did that 15 years ago. I really do feel that way.
Sirius Jeff says, tell us about the Steve and Bernie rift. Essentially, that boils down to during the Kings of Comedy tour, Steve Harvey was supposed to be the closer. And as it went on, it became, according to lore, I wasn't there, but
no, that's the fact.
Legend has it, it became painfully obvious that Steve Harvey could not follow Bernie Mac. And that's how Steve Harvey ended up being the host of Kings of Comedy and not the closer. It seems like after that, there was probably a little bit of jealousy from Steve. And I've heard legend of him, trying to, kind of backstab
him.
Bernie.
When it came to Ocean's
things,
11, he would call the producers up and say he wasn't right for it. He's, ugly and black and, negative things. And my story with Steve Harvey, I saved Steve Harvey's life. For real. I'm
what?
not joking.
Man, he even got at his Lego high top fade. Oh my God, that
Yeah.
just
Oh,
behind
that
me.
was hilarious.
Oh God,
He just went there. But I'm
Oh.
gonna say that when y'all people will go, you really did. I came with some hard knock ass niggas that like stomping people out
Oh,
to
you told me
Apollo.
this story. You
When I
told me
did
this
the
story.
Apollo, this
Yeah,
is
let me
real
hear
shit.
this.
When I did the Apollo, it was my first time doing the TV show. I had did an Apollo comedy hour, but I never did the Apollo. But it was like, and
You were
Steve
just
Harvey,
performing at the
I
theater.
was just performing, and he didn't say nothing bad to me because I was just on some chill shit, like nervous, hoping that I'd do good. Because I know Jamie Foxx got booed on the Apollo. I'm like, I could take an L.
Shit happens.
And so I'm like focused on my material. And this motherfucker, somebody came up to him and said, Steve, I really like to take a picture with me and my wife. And instead of him taking a picture with him, he turned his back on this dude, but didn't walk away. So put his back to him. So dude walks around.
Disrespect.
Disrespect. He walked around and said, hey, Steve, I just want to take a picture. We're big fans. And then he did it again, but he didn't walk away. Imagine you go to talk to somebody and they don't walk away, but they turn their back on you. Then the motherfucker, you could tell he was like, yo, you ain't gonna disrespect me in front of my wife, motherfucker. Like it was, then you could tell it was about to go down.
Yeah.
And then Steve's, apparently he hired Thanos's bodyguards because these niggas they looked unreal. I thought, who built these motherfuckers? Is there another nigga inside this nigga controlling it? He was so big. I went, there's no way this dude, how does he wash himself in days? Like, does it take days to wash himself?
We're gonna do the front today.
He was that big. And then he scooted these people off. And my boys were standing there in the back, right near where the little tree is, saying, man, yo, wait until this motherfucker come outside the side door. We're gonna grab him, put him on the sidewalk. We're gonna stomp Steve Harvey out. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna stomp his mouth. We're gonna stomp his. I'm dead serious. They were like,
naming specific body parts. I don't like that nigga knuckles. That nigga earlobes is fuck, son.
Fucking, we're gonna stomp his mouth. We're gonna stomp him. We're gonna stomp him out. And then we're gonna let niggas know we just stomped out Steve Harvey. And I was like, please, and this is me going, please let me just do the show. Don't do it. Can y'all do it later? Because I gotta go tell some jokes. Could you wait a minute, please?
Don't beat up the comedy guys.
Don't beat up. That's the host, and then his toupee will fall off, and then we can't do the show. And it was like so bad. And then they said, yo, because we like you, Shang, but next time we come with you, we stomping that nigga's kidneys. That nigga's kidneys. You know what? I don't even like that nigga's left thigh. Fuck that. We stomping it.
Does is Steve aware of that?
No.
No, he has no idea.
I didn't know him. I was more like, oh shit, Steve Harvey. Hey, I'm doing the show. Like, you know, when you're about to do a show, you kind of like, and a show like that, I was more like, hey, it's Steve Harvey. And he didn't act mean to me. He called me young blood twice. And I was like,
I'll stomp your mouth, son.
Yeah. And I was more like,
no
I was like, young blood. All right then.
All right.
But I, shake his hand and keep it moving. But I'm telling you right now, that motherfucker was so close because these dudes, I'm telling you, there's one dude, I used to joke about him. His name was Odd Job.
That's a Bond villain, nigga.
Yeah, I'm telling you. No, we call him Odd Job.
This nigga take his hat
and he was like on some like, no, I'm serious, man. And you know the motherfuckers that have a little bit of a lisp, they get mad about that.
Oh yeah. So what you saying, nigga?
Is, I swear to God.
See, y'all niggas think I'm joking and shit.
You know what I'm saying? On everything I love, swear to God, I'm stomp this nigga out. So,
hey man, on Instagram, I see Eat Cooch, Dustin, Miss Adverb, Eyebrow Santa, Quincy. I see y'all. Thank you.
Yeah, and
you saved Steve Harvey's life.
I saved Steve Harvey's life, and I want y'all to save our lives by doing us a favor. If you are on Instagram, make sure you follow at Black Pedro so we can get more gigs. Follow Mac at Black Pedro and at Comedian Shang, and on Threads. Make sure you do that. Also, I just want to let y'all know because we're deep into the show and it took up a lot because Pedro went there as an athlete. I got to check this nigga. I was like, God,
that shit honestly pissed me off.
It makes you go
because I was never that fast either. But I'm like, nigga, I know what 4.3 speed looks like.
That's
and I know what happens to it 25 years later. Okay,
you slow down a little bit.
It's really not possible.
But make sure y'all do us a favor. If you got YouTube, make sure you subscribe to the channel. I'm gonna hit this real quick. For us, click the bell, and you know what? When you click the bell, use your thumbs. Give us some thumbs up. We like that shit. For the people and the people on Instagram, go to our YouTube page. You know what I'm saying? And make sure you check us out and subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel. This is something new we're doing on IG. So all the people on IG, please subscribe to the channel. You know what it is because we got to build this up. We're two funny motherfuckers. We're two informed people. We usually talk about politics, but this shit right here, apparently it triggered both of us, but it triggered Pedro more than me.
Man, Robert Arnold said 4.3 speed is Bo Jackson when he was 23 years old. Holla at your boy, man. Like this, it's just not. It doesn't make that doesn't add up for me. He did a lot of math on the show. Like it just doesn't make sense. Listen, if you in Dayton, Ohio, and you can run a 4.3, that is a track mecca. Yeah, nigga, you would have been swooped up by everybody.
Everybody would have been.
We would have been wearing Air Cats by now. Like, chill, bro. I ain't falling for that motherfucking shit.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yo, Ginger Kelly. What's going on, Ginger Kelly? I did a guest set when I was in at the Tampa Improv. What's happening? Yeah, I think that he pretty much slap danced. He slap danced all these niggas.
He mollywopped a lot of cats.
Yeah, Ricky Smiley, bro. Steve Harvey, Faison. I'm sorry. Who else?
I'm challenging. Cedric the Entertainer.
Cedric the Entertainer.
Listen. He even threw Brandon T. Jackson under there. Kevin Hart.
He did say Kevin. He said Kevin Hart too. But I mean, I get it, man. He said he's. Are you competitive as a comic?
I learned to stop doing that very early in because I realized like this does mean a lot to me, and I can't get emotional over it, and I don't want to. So I just stay in my lane. And I don't worry. I do not compare myself to other comics. I'm not like, oh, why'd they get that gig? Or I need to be bigger than them. Or they got more for. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. I'm thinking about my next gig, which is on Saturday at 7:30 p.m.
I'll be very good. That was
at the Comedy Chateau.
Are you
North Hollywood, Cali, California?
Are you the segue master?
Let's go, bitch.
Yo, let's go, Michigan. Listen.
Speaking of,
you know what though? I am not competitive against comics because when I first started, the lane I was in was such a specific lane. Mm-hmm. I didn't care outside that bubble unless you were somebody black that was not trying to uplift somebody black. And partly that was people saying, "Oh, you doing that because you light skinned?" No, because some of my friends were 5%ers, very like militant. You know, like about that life shit. And it just, when you're young and you're around people like that, it infuses in you. I remember Pedro was joking about, this nigga used to wear puka shells. I was like,
this
really,
nigga would come in saging the room.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't wear a toe ring. I didn't go that far. If you see me with a toe ring, I've just gone too far.
It's like, Nick, first of all, that means you have on open toe shoes. If
you
see the
right
toe
there.
rings,
Let's
go.
Springing and flip flops. You want to see one of the funniest specials coming out? Check it out.
Hey, that was a great segment.
There you go. Make sure you check out when it comes out this year, 2024. It's going to be Black Pedro is engaged. It'll be on platforms and we will make sure that we let you know what's going on with it.
I will say before we move real quick.
Faison used to be my roommate, by the way.
Oh, word. There you go.
Yeah,
and so one interesting part that I did catch is that when Katt was talking about, that he found he did when he first started, he was doing much better in white rooms than in black rooms.
Right.
And that he made it a thing.
That was the same with me too. Yeah, that's true.
He wanted to. And I didn't have that exact same experience, but yeah, it was more like I felt like mainstream rooms, I could just kind of chill and be me. And then in black rooms, I stayed myself, but I had to inject and insert way more energy into it.
Yeah, you did.
Because it's just like those crowds typically aren't sitting. They don't want to just watch you sit there and talk. Right.
They want to hear you.
They need some energy off of you. Movement,
Columbia,
volume.
South Carolina is the wildest. No, that ain't the wildest I've ever seen you. But I did a show in Columbia, South Carolina. The crowd was turning on Pedro. Pedro flipped the fuck out. I mean, they was turning on him, and he started taking an L.
This woman, I said a joke, and bro, I'm like 10 minutes in. I still got like 20 minutes
Yeah,
left.
20. You had a full set to go. Like you had a full set.
I was like, we weren't there yet. And I saw one joke, and this chick was like, and the room was quiet enough for everybody to hear it. Big ass room. And she was like, womp, womp. And nigga, I was like,
oh, he just, when I say, I'm in the back, and the owner's standing next to me going, this your nigga right here, right? This the dude that you, but then you started just murdering her.
Man,
And
I turned the coals up.
And the crowd started fucking just losing it, laughing. And by the way, that woman killed herself. She's like, I can't take this shit.
And the world's a better
place. But no,
and
then he murdered. You turned it around. I've had that happen with once, and it was at the Apollo, but it wasn't an aired show. It was just me doing the Apollo. I said something bad about Biggie. And yeah, that was a mistake.
That did not
go.
Everybody,
no, but I turned them around. I said, fuck all y'all. And when I said fuck all y'all, yeah, that's our problem. We keep bigging up motherfucker that was drug dealers that was selling to your babies, your daughters. And when I started getting on that fucking pedestal and people start going that slow clap, like, yeah, you know what? This nigga right. I still fuck that nigga still. But, and then I turned him around. I said, then I did one joke and it got a huge laugh. And I thought, let me bail the fuck out.
Well, thank God. I'm saying good night.
Woo! I did the black people. Remember my joke I did about black people, white people turning black?
Yeah,
I did that bit, and it just, and then I was like, and then at the end, then I went good night. Then the comics in the back said, man, I thought you was good.
Hell of a comeback, son.
Yeah, they was like, woo. That was some Patriot shit in the Super Bowl. That was some, yeah.
Blackston asks, are there still a lot of black rooms in LA? Let me tell you, Blackston, no matter how much, well, not a lot, but what I was gonna say is that no matter how much we may progress as a society, Hollywood and especially comedy, I think remains stratified in the sense that like all the clubs still have a black night, you know?
They have a black night, but it's not a black room.
It is that night.
That
the club isn't. But he has I think he said are there a lot of black rooms in LA?
No, there's not. No.
Like black run? Like black owned or black shows?
Robert Arnold said the J Spot closed, the Savoy closed.
Yeah.
No, in New York there are more. But I do both, and I'll do the black night, but there's not a lot. So I know we basically consumed the entire show with this one.
I'm just gonna give my quick report. Y'all don't even need the little pop in intro music today.
Yeah,
but we got T minus 4 days until Michigan.
Rico the Great said, "Touch a Glass." Rico, I'm doing a show with you Saturday. And yes, Touch a Glass. I used to do that. I used to think I couldn't do that room. Fuck out of here.
Was there a black room in New York?
Yeah, no, it's in Sacramento. I come up, man. I used to slap the shit out of that room. Fuck out of here.
There you go. So man, listen, national championship coming up on Monday.
Oh, that's gonna be a big. That's gonna be a big.
This is a big one, y'all.
It's a big one.
So I do want to spend some time today, giving props and literally honest concern about Washington and give them props because great season to them. They beat Oregon twice. The Pac-12 was, if not one of the strongest conferences in the country this year.
Yeah.
And they faced adversity, comebacks, last minute wins, things like that. So their resume is honestly more touted than Michigan's is. Michigan just had a few key wins and was consistent.
But they had a really big win. But I'm saying,
and they were consistently dominant. Yeah, and both in Washington had a big win too right after that. So both teams honestly deserve to be there. And no matter what you feel about Florida State being left out and yada yada yada.
Oh, fuck
these are clearly the two best teams in America.
Fuck Florida State. Stop it.
I mean, no. I mean, you know,
They don't
all
want
I'm
black
saying.
people to read about their history. Fuck Florida State.
Hey, true
They
that.
don't. They don't want us to read about our own fucking history. So fuck everything that's Florida. The Gators, the Dolphins, the Crackers, all of them. Is there a
Although I
team called
will
the
say,
Crackers?
if you're getting to like the educational level of like Florida State or any university, and you haven't studied any Black history at all, oh Lord, we are in trouble.
We are in trouble.
But all right, so but I do want to say that, man, Michael Penix Jr. is probably the most NFL ready quarterback looking this year, to me at least, right? And young brother out of Washington, he's a beast. You know, quick with his feet and a goddamn hell of an arm, like light years ahead of Milroe, who we faced this past weekend, right? Like Milroe is a skilled player, but he didn't have that. He doesn't have.
You know what they
arm
said about his arm? They said if a cannon had an additional cannon.
Man, I saw a couple passes.
We're
on
off
Monday.
Instagram, by the way, but still follow us on Instagram.
Come join us. Yeah, if you're still on my Insta, it is probably gonna kick you off in a sec. Come on over to my place.
No, I knew you were gonna do that.
Come on, YouTube. All right, but so he's a serious. I saw him throw some passes on Monday. I was just like, that's ugly.
That's unnecessary.
So to my Michigan Wolverines, I know you guys are watching. Stay focused. Keep doing what you do.
Thank you for your support.
Yeah, absolutely. Keep doing what you do, because even though I'm giving Washington props for being, you know, obviously deserving to be there and being a beast that they are.
You're giving them props for being there, really?
Well, I mean, they beat everybody else to get there, just like we did. So yeah,
I'm different with that. I'm like, fuck all of them. I hope they all sprain their ankle before they play.
Bro, trust me, on Monday I'm gonna sound way different.
Like whole different person.
Like if you have a husky as a dog, don't bring that motherfucker around.
Yeah.
No. And definitely not Shang. But
okay.
I just
y'all for only the people that know what he just said. Yes, I killed a dog before it happened.
But you don't know what that dog said.
You don't know what the dog did to me. And then he was trying to bring up all this shit from the past, like Katt Williams did about all the other comics. So that's why I said it. How about that? Bow, dead dog. Yeah. Fuck it. But no, I really don't know why you're giving them. I'm mad at you. I'm mad at you for giving them even. No, what?
It's called sportsmanship.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. And then Monday, whole different person.
Then die, you motherfucking.
I hope y'all all
you flea-ridden. No, yeah. But to the Michigan Wolverines, yes, gonna be a fantastic opponent.
It's gonna be
just another opportunity to prove your greatness. You keep going about your business like you did since last year.
Was it? Yeah.
After their season ended last year, they got right back on it. And that's why they are where they are now. So Michigan Wolverines, my Michigan Wolverines, go blue. Stay focused. Do what you do. This is your job. You are corporate. You are a giant machine. You are a conglomerate eating up small Caribbean islands and subjugating individuals and taking all their natural resources and then peeing on them when you leave. And lift your leg when you pee.
See what he's making me do? See what Pedro. Listen to the music.
Take all the resources.
Listen to the music.
That's not the. Come on. Listen. You're right. It's just a game. What am I talking about?
Yeah.
These are kids. Sorry.
You know what? It's time wise. Can't even do it now. I'm gonna do my segment tomorrow. We know Katt Williams ate up a lot of time and probably will eat up more of the time. No, fuck, I don't care. This is our show. We do it. You know what? You ain't no Shangry today.
There's no producer in our ear like, guys, we got to go to commercial. Cut now.
What are you doing? Get off the cat thing. Give a fuck.
The cat's out of the bag. Move
on. Yeah. So, no, my Shangry it's a little bit longer because it is pertaining to what's going to happen in this country this year. This country is definitely on one. But before we go, my Shangry, I'll just say a quick Shangry, is the fact that Trump right now is trying to overturn, he appealed in Maine and Colorado to overturn the fact that they're saying, you ain't on the ballot, bitch. I don't know why I did it like that.
He's running to the Supreme Court now. Like, can you stop them?
And the Supreme Court being right-leaning, there's a very good chance that they will side with him, even though nothing constitutionally dictates that. So if they do that, we know what's up and we need to get the Supreme Court out. Somebody need to vote these motherfuckers out or subpoena them or whatever else. We already know that Chocolate Coon is up there getting kickback money to pay for his mama's house and all kind of shit. So please, 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 let me say this again. I've been watching all these clips and all this other stuff. When it's time to vote blue, even though you may not like Biden, vote fucking blue. And I don't care if we get some people that don't like us on there. You can't make everybody like you. But vote blue, because we got to slam dunk these bitches in order to kind of stop the cult, because these motherfuckers are cultish. And then I'll talk about it tomorrow in my Shangri, how cultish they are. And when I show you this clip, you'll know what I'm talking about.
They're all drinking.
So tune in tomorrow.
They're drinking Colt 45.
Wow.
Yeah, gone off that liquor. All right, guys, we'll be back at it tomorrow. End out this first week of 2024.
Yes.
Series just wants more time, but we gotta go, bro. But come join us tomorrow. That's why we do these things on the daily for you,
right?
Most of the time. So 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time tomorrow. YouTube, Facebook, Instagrams at Black Pedro, at Comedian Shane.
Yeah, make sure you follow us and get our numbers up. My numbers actually been going down because I've been saying some political shit and I've been being attacked by Trump supporters, and that's real shit. And so I've gotten flagged twice. I've gotten 2 complaints. So I lost 513 people.
No,
you know shit.
You lost 513 Confederates. You sons of bitches, and we don't need you, you toothless goat herding son bitch, you goddamn barn dwelling fucking milk goat cheese head fuck shit.
You just went. That's called what's that called, a run on fuck you sentence.
I call it a curse soliloquy.
A curse. There was soliloquy of profanity.
Yeah.
And so also, if you got time and you have to be out and about watching some live comedy, make sure you check out Pedro Saturday at the Comedy Chateau, which is in North Hollywood. He's on a 7:30 show. Make sure you check him out. Also, tonight I will be at the Yamava Casino at the Too Coot After Dark Comedy Series. It's at 9:30. I put 9 p.m. on there, but I made a mistake. It's in Highland, California. I'll be at the casino doing a show with James Davis. I don't even know the other comics on the show. I'm just hosting. All right. And then make sure you check me out this weekend. I'll be in Concord, California. That's, shooting the competition down. That's
verbally.
Make sure at Vinny's
about to get swatted, nigga.
Entertainment Lounge. I know I'm gonna get flagged again. Vinny's Entertainment Lounge. It's a fucking weird gig. And then I'll be in Phoenix January 13th at the Phoenix Center for the Arts. Very nice place, nice little theater. I'll be there with Robbie Perone, David Raybon, and the headliner will be Danielle Williams, the comedy diva.
Let's go.
Yeah.
All right, man. Like I said, tomorrow, 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Until then, three mottos of wisdom. Number 1, stay black if you are black. Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun.
Number 2,
don't be black if you're not black. Just an odd thing to do.
Yeah.
Last but not least, might be the most important, keep your finger out your nose.
Funky.